listening to the Betmaker Show. This is the PGA preview for Monday, December 23rd, 2019. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Betmaker Show, Brian Blessing.
We love talking golf. Doesn't matter the time of year. Doesn't even matter if there's a tournament, and there's not a tournament this week. But I think we can bring Santa Cammy into the equation here. Brian Blessing, Cam Stewart.
You are not sitting on my knee, Brian. What do you want for Christmas? An 8-game parlay.
Buddy, you're only about 5 years away from actually growing the beard that would work.
You don't think I could be Mall Santa pretty soon? The over-under, yeah, trust me.
You're younger than me. I went from bright orange hair to a creamsicle to, you know.
Yeah, don't trust me. I see. I haven't got the Just for Men out yet, but I'm close.
But I see your goatee.
Close.
I see your goatee, and the premise is it's coming, and it's coming fast.
Oh, it's coming in hot, Brian. It's going to be there. Welcome. Come see Cam at your local mall. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Yeah.
Hi, kids. Yeah.
Hi, kids. I'm your Santa. How can we smell like vodka and scotch? Want a parlay card?
Hi, kids. How about the match? How about tournament matchups?
Yeah. Would you like tournament matchups? That's right. We're giving them gambling advice. Anyway, what are we going to do with this?
Odds to win a major. Let's start with odds to win a major next year. A little overview. We'll come back next week, and we're going to really dive into the Tournament of Champions. We'll give you a running start at it this week. But broad picture, guys that can step up to the plate and win a major, of those that have yet to do it, I think, obviously Jon Rahm would be at the top of the list.
I agree.
In the 450, 5-1 range. Fleetwood runs a little too hot and cold for me, but there are certain courses that suit him. I would like Xander Schauffele's chances at 9-1 better than Fleetwood at the moment.
I agree, but sometimes you have to look at the odds for golf and go, I'm not getting a lot, but the books aren't stupid. Every time Jon Rahm tees it up, Brian, he can win. And you know that. And sometimes he's bringing his B game. Like you saw the last couple tournaments, the guy wasn't even there. At the end, you see him, he's on top of the leaderboard. With any type of motivation, Jon Rahm should be able to win a major. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but I'll tell you something. He plays well overseas. He plays well in America. He plays well everywhere. He bombs the ball. Sometimes it holds him back. He's got a little bit of a temper. Arguing with his caddy, but it's actually nice to see. He's got passion out there. Sometimes he's going to learn from those mistakes too, but I love Jon Rahm's game. He could play with the big boys, and I wish we got a little bit more, but I like Jon Rahm to win a major big time. All right.
And then one more from a price play perspective, and then we'll dive into guys you're convinced will win one. This is right in your wheelhouse, bud, and it's all about taking that leap 1 year to the next. But the guy that's got a game that I think could do it, at least be contending on the weekend of a couple of these events, would be Collin Morikawa at 20-1.
Yeah, Collin Morikawa is the kid that, all the young golfers, they talk about Victor Hovland. I like Matthew Wolff as well, but in my opinion, Collin Morikawa has the total game compared to all of these guys. He won that one tournament, Brian, the weird one with the Modiford stapled scoring system up in the mountains there. With the 1 week I don't take him. I've taken him almost every other week, a couple seconds, some lip outs. He has been so good. I don't even know what to say. Very shocking to come on tour and to be this ready to play against the big boys, and he has the complete game. He hits it straight, he hits it long. His short game is phenomenal, and I like him a hell of a lot better. Hovland is great. He gets all the headlines, but I love you, Brian. I agree with you. Morikawa at 20-25 all day, all night. I'll be betting him tons this year. He will be bet a lot.
Morikawa, did he falter? I thought he was at the U.S. Open. I thought he hung around for a long time. No, Hovland was stuck around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all those guys have come back, remember? So Matthew Wolff has won a tournament. He came in there. He came out of nowhere, and that was the tournament where Morikawa almost won. He missed a short putt Wolf ended up chipping in to win the tournament. So it was basically between those two guys. Morikawa went on a streak where he's basically top 5 and 10 every week. He ran out of gas a little bit at the end of the year, but Brian, refreshed and ready to go and young. This guy has the complete game too. Like I just watching him, he passes the eye test too. A lot of it's just about name value, but there's so many things I like about Morikawa, and he can go really low too. Like, eagles on the par 5s, and he's very, very streaky. And when he's on, he is on. He's going to be one of my picks, actually, players to watch for in the new year. I liked him last year, and I like him even more this year.
And the chalks are Koepka 2-1, Dustin Johnson 5-2.
No, that's a bad bet. Like, I'll even say Dustin Johnson to win a major. Sure. Like, is he going to win a major? Maybe. But where's his game? Like, would you bet him at 5-2? God, no. Like, there's nothing in his game that says, I'm going to take this guy. Sure. When he gets it together, he's amazing, Brian. I get it, but those odds are horrible for a guy that really can't put it all together.
You know what it is, bud? I'm telling you, the flat stick.
Yeah, he's inconsistent. Like, his ball striking is just stupid. Like, when it comes to, like, overpowering a course, nobody's better. Him and Rahm are, like, two of the guys that absolutely murder, and Justin Thomas, too. Very sneaky long, one of the longest on tour. Rory's the same way, but I'm telling you, Brian, at those odds, he should be more in the 5-1 range. I can't really take him at that price. Dustin Johnson, is he one of the best in the world? Yes, but I haven't seen him put it all together, and he won't be getting my money at that price.
Let's make some money tonight.
For outstanding information and special offerings and promotions, we invite you and encourage you to sign up for our newsletter today simply by going to the website at betmaker.com. All right. Well, listen, Fowler plus 450. We can clown around with the get along gang. And guys, I will tell you,
Fowler's going to be good. He's playing better.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe the wife thing makes it work.
Ricky, you better win some money. Okay, dear. Okay.
Yeah.
Or do more commercials. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm more inclined to say turkey vulture, gobble, gobble, gobble.
Gobble.
Right. How about this? I do have a bet on Matthew Fitzpatrick at 150-1 to win the Masters, and he's 25-1 to win a major.
It's a great bet, Brian. Matthew Fitzpatrick, one of the more underrated players on the European Tour. When you see all these guys, people were talking about Matt Wallace had a nice little run, but Matthew Fitzpatrick is there every single week. You look and you see him. He's a young guy. It's kind of like Rory Jr., and he's going to pop up there. 125-1 is absolutely insane. Like, that is a great price. I would have put him, even for the Masters, at my sports book, probably around 70. But you're getting extreme line value there for a guy that can win anywhere in the world.
All right, buddy. So that's looking ahead to next year. Anybody else on the list that, has your attention?
There's a lot of guys that have my attention. The question is, what's Cameron Champ's a weird guy. Like, when he's really good, he's on. Just a little bit too inconsistent. Morikawa is a guy that I love, as I talked about. Matthew Wolf, you talked about. What about Corey Connors, the Canadian, too? He won a tournament last year. I don't know how he's going to progress. And Joaquin Niemann, another guy to look out for, too. Didn't play his best in the President's Cup, Brian, but he was sniffing around for a while. And once you break through, those are the type of guys to say, you know what, I'm here to stay now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Chilean, won a couple more times. Don't be surprised. This guy's a really, really good player.
The only other thing I would say, the open rotation, we'll see when we learn more about the course. We know about, a U.S. Open setup at Winged Foot and who that suits their game. The Masters is the Masters. The PGA this year, Cammy, is up at Harding Park in San Francisco.
My buddy played that course. Very underrated.
And that was the year. Honestly, just for goofball stuff, Webb Simpson won up there. If you remember that tournament, it was Webb Simpson, Jim Furyk, and Graham McDowell. I wanted to puke. I had McDowell.
Sounds like a lot of straight ball hitters there, Brian.
For a PGA, which is usually the most wide open of the lot. But, find guys that play well in California. I mean, like maybe a goofball play on a Pat Perez kind of guy or something nonsensical.
Yeah, no, but I also, the guys that you mentioned there too, what's their game? They don't overpower the golf course. They kind of keep it in play. Also great short games too. But yeah, no, Harding Park is a beautiful, beautiful track. And yeah, I don't know. Well, it's going to be interesting. As we talked about before, Brian, like I'm looking at the list of these guys, you could make cases for almost anybody. It is hard in today's golfing world just to pick winners. So obviously when we're doing the podcast moving forward, we're going to have a lot of matchup bets and some other stuff because only one guy wins the tournament and all these players are world class.
All right, next week, and let's dive into this in a lot grander detail next week. Get a little bit more information. But on the front end, I love the Sentry Tournament of Champions for a number of reasons. Back in the days when I was in the East Coast like you, I loved the primetime late night golf aspect of it. That was always great fun. It was intriguing. Great memories. The course is exciting. You get the par 5 18th. You hit the 400-yard drive, the ball, hilly course. Yeah, you got to see how windy it's going to be. The forecast would matter there. Guys that are ball strikers and guys that are bombers. I would throw two out that I'm absolutely going to play just on the home run perspective. He got close a lot of times. He was not Sung J M to me. He did burn some money, but I'm going to, off the shelf, I would be taking a look at Dylan Fratelli at 65-1. And you mentioned him earlier. Matthew Wolff hits it a country mile. Sure and does. I think at 50-1, if this kid's got a W, it's a free roll for him. Some of these guys were playing President's Cup and traveling, and maybe this guy's just been flat out working on his game. So I think a guy off the shelf could be real dangerous here.
I agree. I love his game. He also has so much to prove with all these other Oklahoma State guys. He wants to prove that, he's one of the best Cowboys in golf, and people are going to be talking about him this year. I will say this, though, Brian, what have we learned about this tournament? It's Justin Thomas's world. We're just living in it. You probably can't bet him at 4.5 or 5-1, but all he does is break up money in tournaments when you go to Hawaii. So matchup bets with Justin Thomas, even if I have to lay some juice, I will. He just dominates here. This is it. Just give him the money. Like he will be there. That is a stone cold lock. I don't care how many tournaments he's played, the President's Cup, the travel. When you go to Hawaii, Justin Thomas rules Hawaii.
And not only, he's won back-to-back weeks. I mean, Justin Thomas in the Sony for sure.
Yes.
And then don't forget, this is one of these events, no cut.
Exactly. Yeah. Another guy I would be looking at if you want to take a flyer. You like Wolff, and I like Morikawa. Still has the distance too. I'd give him a long hard look at 25, but I like it. Odds at 50. Yeah. I'll bet Morikawa and Wolff and see how we do.
There you go. We'll dive into that a little bit more. We'll check the weather forecast. The one thing about this course, though, if the course is laying down, these guys will kill it.
They'll eat
it alive.
Oh, yeah.
But
the winds pick up.
Winds can howl.
Yeah, they can.
All right, my man. Hey, It's a week off, but it's Christmas. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Brian.
Well, no,
everything all the time, buddy.
Well, no, we just did a little work ahead of the curve. That's all. Always in look ahead mode.
Okay, you got it, brother.
All right, Pally. Merry Christmas, and give out
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everybody. Festivus for the rest of us. We could have some feats of strength. Who disappointed you this year, Brian? Probably me. But anyway, everybody have a great holiday.
Cam, your feats for your festival, it would be feats of eating strength.
Oh, it was. Yeah, no, I'm already working on some new gravies, buddy. I'm ready to rock.
Glub. It's never more fun eating when you can feel your arteries hardening with every bite.
Oh, my arteries are harder than titanium, buddy. They're pretty bad. I'll be looking forward to having more
shaft. Stiff shaft arteries.
Extra stiff arteries. Yeah, the titanium graphite. Anyway, I'll see you for chicken wings and pizza in Vegas too. We'll stiffen them some more.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays,
Brian.
everybody.
Love you, buddy.
Let's make some money tonight.
Well, that's the Betmaker Show for now. We publish multiple times each week. We'd like to thank you for listening, and if you liked what you heard, please take a moment to leave a rating and review, or subscribe to our show feed, or share our show with a friend or two and help us grow the show. We very much appreciate it. Visit us on the web at betmaker.com. And reminder to sign up for the newsletter. Thanks to our engineer, Darren Vandermolen, and producer, Mike Gallivan. The Betmaker Show is a production of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated. Betmaker is a registered trademark. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of this content without the express written consent of Cardinal Marketing Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At Betmaker.com and The Betmaker Show, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.